Hey guys, it's me, Halloween Dan, doing a really quick video today because I just wanted to talk about something very exciting that's just dropped today that I'm quite excited about, I'm really looking forward to, and yeah, so let's do this. So you may remember a few videos ago I talked about one of my absolute favourite places in the world to visit, Alton Towers. I was talking about the legend of the chained oak on that particular occasion, but I also mentioned that I was quite excited about an upgrade to Alton Towers Haunted House, which has been upgraded before to a ride called Duel, but it has had a complete rehash, it's been completely reimagined, and it is now going to be called The Curse at Alton Manor. Now, for the last few weeks, we've seen lots and lots of funny little snippet promotional adverts where a little girl covering her eyes is counting down, really she's counting down to the day of Alton Towers reopening and the reopening of this particular ride. People had begun to sort of guess that this was the character Emily, or Emily Alton, who has featured in the Alton Towers Haunted House for many, many years. One of my favourite elements of the Haunted House at Alton Towers always was that in the queue line, as you were queuing up to go onto the main ride itself, you'd be in this section where, like a walkthrough section, where the floors were all slanted and at different angles, and there was all creepy things all over the place, and there was a particularly minging smell in there. On one side of the room was a doll's house that was open so you could see the rooms inside, and I always found it amazing that walking from room to room was a little girl, a ghost girl. You could see through her and she was moving through the rooms. She clearly wasn't like a little model or anything, she was a real little ghost girl. And it's this ghost girl that is the focus of the new adaptation of the ride, The Curse at Alton Manor. She's featured heavily in all the adverts leading up to this point, and then in the last week or so we've actually seen some pictures of what the ride's going to look like inside. By the sounds of the description that Alton Towers have given themselves, Emily is a little girl who was locked in the attic for many years, forgotten by her parents who threw elaborate parties at Alton Manor, and now she's reawoken to really kind of get her revenge upon those that dare to visit the manor. The pictures and the videos all look creepy and really, really cool, and I'm getting really excited. The Haunted House, even when it was Duel, was always one of my favourite parts of Alton Towers. Going to Alton Towers and not getting to go on the Haunted House was basically a visit to Alton Towers that wasn't that successful. And it's always been one of my favourite parts of the whole park, both because I love haunted houses and its Halloween element, but because this one in particular was a very good one. Now it's been completely reimagined. I think there are still going to be some of the older parts of the ride are still part of it. You're still going to have some of the elements that we all know and love in the haunted house. But then there are other parts that have been completely reimagined, and the pictures that we've started to see seem to suggest almost like going into an attic space where Emily has obviously been held captive for many years, and it's quite dark. Some of the images we've seen are kind of creepy, really dark, really kind of set the tone of what they're trying to achieve. And then today, people, we saw at last, we've seen the full TV advert that's going to be put on TV soon to advertise the reimagining of this new ride. So let's just have a quick look at that.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're not, here I come.
So I think you'll agree, guys, that's a pretty cool TV advert. It's brought together all the elements we already kind of knew about this ride, was that it was going to be kind of this doll's house idea, because she obviously for years was playing around in this doll's house just as you walked into the ride, and I love that they've used that. She was always a very famous element in the haunted house. Everyone who stood in that queue line and has ever ridden that ride knows this little ghost girl that moves between the rooms of the doll's house. And now to actually have created an original story around that little character and created this new adaptation to the haunted house, I think that's brilliant. You know, they could have gone down several different routes. They could have completely changed it to become something completely different, but instead they've used this original element that they already created for the ride and used it to adapt the overall ride sensation itself. I have no idea exactly what this ride's going to look like, and unfortunately for me, I won't get to go on opening day. Opening day is this Saturday, and loads of people are very excited about going. I know many people have got tickets and are going to be going. So I'm very excited to see what they think of it when they finally get to ride it. I probably won't get to ride this ride for quite a while yet, especially now we've got a new dog, Ozzy. We're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon, so I probably won't get to experience this, maybe not until the summertime. But I'm still very excited about it, and that TV advert is everything I really wanted it to be. It is creepy, it is ominous, it is spooky, and the story seems a really, really good one. I think it will really bring the haunted house back to life in a way. The saddest part about going to Alton Towers was that over the years, the haunted house had kind of been neglected a little bit. It was reimagined as Jewel back once upon a time, which was like a shoot 'em up zombie type of a ride, which was really cool, but I think it kind of, I've said this in the last video, it kind of took away some of the spooky element of what made the haunted house really special. So to get that spooky element back and to see the popularity of the haunted house return again, to make it not just a side attraction but a main attraction within the park, that's really exciting for me, and I'm really glad that Alton Towers have chosen to do this for the haunted house as the Curse of Alton Manor. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep it spooky. Bye.